Welcome to Golem Productions, and this is your centerpiece. The piece, not the peace that brings you calmness, not that kind of peace, as in a piece of an apple. The apple itself being a piece. I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this to tighten up my notes. Also, it's very empowering, not necessarily self-empowering, but just empowering all around to put your stuff out there, to make yourself vulnerable and say, hey, this is what I'm going for. I've already, my parents aren't exactly supportive, and that's fine, but they're not like, it's whatever. I'm just saying people generally. But then again, I woke up today and I did service, and 99.8% of people don't do service. So I do. So anyway, I want to put down some notes. So with each thing now, I look at each object and just stay with it a little bit. It's quick contemplation. So if you have a contemplative lifestyle, if you like dwelling, thinking about things, being with yourself, thinking, also learning, but there's learning and delving into, let's say, line by line, delving, and then getting like wisdom and growing, ascending in wisdom. But there's also, that's the inside when you're learning. And then you absorb it and you're just like, so if one thing, if you're a learner, if you like learning, if you like learning, meditation is good. I don't sit with myself and do like Om or something, I'm not hitting my spot with sound like that. When first you have to prime the atmosphere. So you get to a point where first you have to seek His presence. If you're not in the process of, it's like hide and seek. You have to find His presence, which means you also have to nullify yourself too. You have a sense of self, but when you're seeking His presence, your sense of self in deference to His is little. So there's an object contemplation, so you can get the essence. They talk about Shefa, the spiritual component. So there's that. So that's object to object. So you start, for me, you start with His presence, and you work your way. You look at it, and then you see objects, and you probe deeper and deeper, and you feel it too on the inside. I mean, there's, and there's also full body meditation too, and all that. So there's a nothingness meditation too. So these are just factors, and I haven't transformed anything, but I have hallucinated a golem before, and we already touched upon that. So once you know that, and I'm not the first person to say, hey, look, this phenomenon. I mean, it's already been documented in manuscripts, Jewish manuscripts. So if a rabbi says no, you have to question, did you ever try to make a golem? Or did you just arrive at no intellectually because you never tried? I mean, this beard that I have, it's already, it's over a decade. So me waking up without shaving, I don't have that. So so the atmosphere that this is what I want to mention. Yesterday, I took a photo of Shefa and holiness, where the blades of grass were illuminated. And I wasn't able to catch it on camera. I don't know if it just got there. Like, you could see it, but, holiness does exist. He makes us holy on all four sides. So calling down something and transforming it, getting the holiness, so it kind of like glows a little bit. So what I wanted to say upon reflection was it has to do with the light too. It's easier to work on a sunnier day because you have access to, a brighter light. When it's gloomy outside, you can still see his presence, but it's a little bit of gloom. So, but again, if you are considering yourself a scholar or you're learning and you learn nightly and also perform service, you should be able to perform in any condition. Right now, I'm looking at transforming something to something else. One rabbi got this, was able to transform, he made a transformer from the 80s. No, I'm just kidding. He just took squash and pumpkins and made them into trees. So I'm not going to disdain any possibilities. And I don't consider things impossible because I can ignore an impossibility. And I can keep ignoring that until I get to where I need to be. And as far as probability, possibilities are higher than probabilities. Because you have, it's possible. You got a 50-50, but you can look deeper and look at all the factors. But if I just say, I'm going to ignore this possibility and say all things are possible, and you have with the help of Hashem, so that kind of, you can get rid of a lot of that mental, it's unnecessary. It's unneeded. You don't need it. You don't need that. So at least that's where I'm at with my scholarship. And I'm really upset with people because they don't even respect me, which is, I guess it's horrible. It's like I'm always on the defensive block. I'm always defending Hashem. Everything is good, Hashem, Hashem. And then you always get the question about Holocaust, but I take it all the way back to the Exodus. But then you're going to get archaeologists, Israelis, who say, no, very small, nothing that was like, where the whole world is like, here it is, King David's toilet, this is where he did it. They don't have any of that. So, so there you go. If you want to believe that there is no God, go for it. But you can seek his presence daily. And I'm trying to, and do Shabbat, you get eternal rest. You know what eternity is. And I need to sit down and rest. So you make those two combinations. During Shabbos, you're getting eternal rest. There is a Sabbath current. There is a change in the atmosphere. Depends how much you work too. If you're sitting and doing nothing, which is fine, like the Golem of Prague did, peace on him. So that's fine. You're looking behind. This is looking at you. This is looking behind me. I can't really move it always. Well, this is, I can do it and include that. So this is me looking behind. And I still see the camera and stuff, but I'm still finding his presence. So there's that. So this is mostly for me. So meditation, I'm not a sports guy. I'm not going to be, I don't follow sports. So, I can throughout the day focus on my breath and more, So, and then you can, work in the realm, in the space above your head is what it is. So hopefully we're going to transform things. I'm going to step off camera and bring my anthropomorphic stick. Everybody say hi to Twiggy. Everybody say hi to Twiggy. Not to be confused with Miss Piggy, my little Twiggy. No, so a lot of the things I do is just like, I'd like to transform this. So what would my visualization be? See, it's a tree. Obviously, I could set it on fire. I could break it. No, I have to find another one. This was actually a really cool find because it kind of looked like a cane already. So it's like, what if I wanted this to be like a magic wand? So, I played hockey. So, you have a hockey stand on the ice. So no, you could make it, if this was an emanating piece, that's fine. So I would look at this and do like rings, concentric circles, rings inside one another. And the rings, replace the rings with Hebrew letters, 22. And you can have the rings expanding and contracting. Have it all around. And all of a sudden you have a mystical transformative space is where I'm thinking. I haven't been able to see a transformation yet. So should I give up? Should I go to a baseball game, a basketball game? Should I go to a Planet Fitness, a retro gym? Yeah, I probably should. But I'll probably just work out outside. So, I mean, you have a lot of things to think about. So I haven't done anything. It is discouraging, only because there's a lot. When I look up Jewish, rabbis and stuff, and hear their commentaries or what they were discussing, it's not really encouraging. I have one rabbi that I have to refuel on inspiration, and I have to start from ground zero every time. My building gets destroyed every time, but I keep rebuilding. I mean, where am I going to be a year from now? I mean, maybe, in a crazy house, but Moshiach is coming tomorrow, Moshiach tomorrow. I mean, I really don't care, frankly, because all it's going to be like, yay, it's like a Jewish vindication. They're not doing anything. I'm in the most observant neighborhood in Lakewood, and what I see, it's like, no, they need to go first through go through Jesus. Yeah, that's just for my pleasure. Go through Jesus. I want to see you get the Holy Communion. It's all. We'll do that. Rabbi Shy Boy will do that for you. I have a gang of Jewish characters, and if the Holy Eibishter permits, then we'll be able to do what we do. But I have a plan, but I'm not going to write another screenplay, or I'm not going to keep writing screenplays and saying, here, do you like this? Everybody's a critic. They're not going to like everything. So I don't want to do it. I'll do it this way. And if not, oh well, big deal. I wasn't a porn star. Big deal. That's nothing to that would never get me out of bed. Speaking of porn stars, I saw the movie last night. It's 2015. I normally don't watch movies from the 2000s. I do post-pandemic, between 2025. But I saw one. It was Last House. It was with Jason Mewes, and Joanna Angel was on there, and she's a Jewish adult actress. So it was my first time seeing her, and I was just like, oh, I know her. I mean, I don't know her like Adam and Eve knew her, or like the rest of the world knows her, or her coworkers who gather around the cooler, saying, hey, it was a pretty good shoot we did. And the next time I want to do a little bit more of a thrust, and then if you could just submit a little bit more, and if you could hide that Jewish nose of yours in the pillow, just kind of like that, maybe I would work with her. But I'm not going to give up on soulmates. I like that, as long as that possibility exists, and I think it's a nice possibility. I'm sure the scientists will have something to say about it, but I find science very dry and boring and dull, where when I turn to the Torah and I sit down to sit and learn, it's like a world of possibilities opens up, even if it's just like, oh, look, there's a little bit of hope, and your mind gets elevated. So I don't want to stop believing, even if I'm the only sane person on earth, and all you people are, my big bank account. I have a big bank account. My Republican bank account, my Democratic Republican bank account. Who cares? We got people starving right now. I don't feel like eating. I'm going to be okay. This can last for some time. I just wanted to go over this factors I would consider. If I was doing a visual meditation, what would I want to consider? How would I want this to look? And keep in mind, I'm a product of the 80s. So I'm just like, He-Man, G.I. Joe kind of guy. And then the cartoons got a little bit too eccentric for me. I didn't like the animation. I didn't like the quality of stuff. They got a little bit whatever. All right, let's look at that. We want something emanating. So we're gonna, sound and light is gonna be emanating. So sound and light to make form. If something was so bright that you couldn't see it, that's what we're creating on the inside. So when you close your eyes and it's like, you see yourself, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna be in this realm right over here. And this is where we would fire it. You fire a button, there's gotta be some kind of electrical mechanism. So maybe let's start with something very simple, like a buzzer. Bzzz. And what if we ran that buzzer sound, the bzzz, and put it through all the Torah crowns? So it would be like, how would you fire that buzzer? If it would go here and it would touch all the crowns, I mean, so you would want something that's conductive, that conducts electricity. It's just like, ooh, ooh la la, ooh, ooh, la la. It's like the electricity is going through some nice Hebrew. It's like, come here, come stay at the Torah crowns. We're gonna go. So you got the buzzer. Let's say the buzzer sound starts here and the electricity goes there. So, and then it would just kind of go through the thing. So that's where I stop because I don't know where to go from there. So, but there's his presence. So we start with the buzzer sound. Bzz, bzz, and then we want to create things. Again, you want to, let's say the penguin's umbrella. So you know how the sound flips open, and you feel it too. So we might have that. I don't know, we could look at different ways of emanating things, like instant, bzz, like that, or just kind of like this kind of flame coming out, smoke. It starts to smoke. Oh, your stick is, your little stick is on fire. Your little stick is smoking. My little stick is smoking. Oh no, smoking. And then we could just maybe have contouring sounds. It's like, vroom. So it might have maybe an image in it that it has to create. So let's say we have an image right here. And it's like, okay. And then I draw the image of the penguins thing. And I have to mark where the Hebrew letters are going to go, where the electrical currents are going to pass the crown. So if I have a Hebrew paper of the penguin, and let's say we're going to make it Jewish. So we're going to have a black and white umbrella. That's it. Because DC hasn't been nice to me. What has DC done for me lately? So we'll have a black and white. And maybe maybe it'll be on fire a little bit. And maybe when it rains, it doesn't have to pitter patter off of it. It just kind of goes away like holiness. There was a rabbi who was extremely holy. Is any rabbi going to challenge me on the holiness of a rabbi? How holy are you, rabbis? Maybe you should do a little bit of a self-holiness assessment. So I didn't even have my morning coffee yet. Let me just get it ready going. Because I'm worth it. I got so much love to give to Israel. Israel, the greatest nation in the world. I'm standing with Israel right now. Keep going, God. I'm standing and davening. There's a little bit of an intellectual disparity. I'm going to be lauding my intellect over everybody. Get used to it. I don't care if they like me or not. Imagine you don't even know what I think about you guys. All the 99.8% of you. That means that leaves room for only me, not you. All right, so the coffee's going. So you got an idea. We got the buzzer. Bzz. We're gonna fire the electricity through the crown. So it's gotta radiate. So we have to have a material that runs through it and it's kind of like, oh, look at that. It's like Jenna haze? We're going to have to get a haze going. It's like it's starting to get hazy. And then we're just going to have to tighten up its form. So we might have to, go through a form. So we might have to have how you have the light goes through the image and you see it there. So the electricity goes through this little image. And it goes through here, so that's how it's going to emanate. I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. If you got a better idea, if you can help it's not it's not a problem, it's just we're doing a theoretical construction, how we would do it. So we got a buzzer. Bzzz. Now we got the metal that's going to emit something. Electricity. Maybe this material filters the electricity so it's not like, so you don't, when it's a spark, maybe it's too bright. So we just have it so you can grip it and it's now vibrating. Okay. So we got the flow. We got flow. And we're not selling insurance. We got flow, we got an electrical flow going. We can increase and decrease the current, and we can now manipulate it through it here. Again, everything is in theory. The next piece would be, what would this creative piece look? We can make it look like something, like, Hebrew crowns, 5 to represent all the 22. But it's kind of like, okay, so it has to emit, so what kind of emissions do we need? How are we going to contain that? And I'm going to stop there with that, because I would be reaching, and I have to actually sit with myself and think. Let me prepare the coffee. And I'm trying for prophecy, even if it's traumatic. I don't care. I don't care anymore about nothing. I don't care anymore about nothing. Nothing I care about. I'm not just going to keep you captivated for all this time. This is for everybody, but it's not for everyone. It's for everybody, but it's not for everyone. If you like to meditate, if you've never even considered meditating, if you're still at premeditating, like, oh, I hate that person, what I would do to him, if you find yourself meditating is, focusing on the breath. I do too. I'm about to have some coffee. I'm going to say the bracha. My blessings are whatever. If anybody has an employment opportunity out there for me, I wouldn't mind. I can work wherever. If there's a good opportunity, I can relocate. So there's an opportunity in California, LA. I could walk the streets. It's Peter out of LA. You want to see me on your streets? You want to see me on Hollywood Boulevard every day? No. You guys suck. I knew I don't like people, and this is the reason why. All right, so we got the stick. So, it's going to have metal, but it's, we have to put probably some kind of a stopper or something. How is it going to look on the inside? It's going to be a solid piece. We may have some 2 prongs to electrify. I don't know. I haven't gotten that far yet. I just got to the emanating piece and just kind of like, the buzzer. All right, so like a hockey stick. You're like holding a hockey stick. Uh-oh. Israel's coming. It's the rabbinical hockey team, So, you have a stick and, you can just fire it up too. It's going to hold the charge. You're going to become one with it too. So you're going to have to be able to learn to let go of however you hold it. It's just like IDF with guns. They hold the guns all day, like walking around, like kind of like, they don't have to see it, and if they do, the gun, it all weighs them down. They're just like, if you want an IDF career path, this is your IDF career path. The 6,000 reservists should all get together and say, no, we don't want war. This should be a moment in their lives where they say, you know what, this is for Torah, this is for Hashem, we're not going. And that would be a very big statement. All 60,000 Israeli reservists turned their backs on the state of Israel, and they're all davening at the wall. I wonder why they don't think about these things. The master of all, the timeless infinite one, the ruler of the universe, the master of masters, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam shehakol nihyeh bidvoro. It's a short blessing, so it's a lot of prep work, but you could see the realm that I'm working in. Let me go have some of this delicious instant espresso. It's a little hot. I didn't do it. I put it on 160. I didn't do it boiling. Why is the mem letter open? Well, it's closed now. Closed for business. Mem is closed. I closed it. So I capped the world. They're like, why aren't we experiencing growth? Oh, because Rabbi Shaiboy, the prophet, decided to close mem. It's closed. So there will be limited growth until further notice. Because I said so. If a rabbi wants to take it up with me, I don't care. As long as there's publicity. Can you imagine me on CNN? Do you want me to call you Dana Bash? Would be like, do you want, like, behind the scenes, do you really want me? I bet you she's like all Jewish and uppity. Do you really want me to call you Rabbi Shaiboy? Or can I just call you Peter? Don't say my name. Get my name out of your mouth. No, I'm just kidding. If I was on CNN, what would I say? Nothing. They wouldn't want me. Like, why would we want him on there? Intellectual comic relief? I don't know. If you have a job out there for me, I have my number out there. And if Hashem wants me to work, he'll find a way. I put out my resume. And I don't do it every day anymore. I'm not a fool. I learned from my mistakes. But if you guys want, if you want me in your office as like decor, I wanted to apply my intellect in the office. I never wanted to do this, trust me. He does what? He makes a video, he holds a stick, he says how he's gonna do it. I don't think he can do it, but may Hashem bless him. Thank you. All right, so we sent out an email. I sent out a piece of my storyline for investors to Rabbi Mark Rubenstein. It was delivered, but he didn't read it. All day, I had such a tremendous high with it because it was brilliant. And maybe too brilliant. Where that, we need some time, if I, let's say, grabbed some like text from heaven and pulled it down while in the Torah, while in the Parsha, while in this week's Parsha, then it might have been too, blinding, like the lights are too bright. I mean, this is bright for me. I get migraines, so this isn't that bad. So we got this. This is not bad. You also can, be outside too. Get a taste of, the natural current. You want to be able to meditate anywhere and to transform anything. We're going to do guerrilla transformations. We're going to use like a military style training. But we're going to show you what we can do. Again, I never wanted to do this. But I'm so too far into the what else am I going to do? I don't want to work at McDonald's because I don't agree, and not only McDonald's, but any of the food service industry, because they don't slaughter away in the way that Hashem wants it to be. That's why we don't eat their food. I love their food, but if they went kosher, it'd be even better. All they have to say, it's not for the Jews, and stop saying that. It's for Hashem. It's for God. He wants the world a certain way. So I mean, it could be considered like I could be considered radical, like the way the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles use it. I'm radical, not radical. Like it's all funny anyway. I think it'd be great if Hashem would, if this would happen with Golem Productions. I got a taste of my friend is not, I guess my friend, whatever. He's in New Mexico. And he was telling me about the union. He's trying to go through the studio in New Mexico. And I was just like, they have a union. And I was like, yeah, because it's collective bargaining. So, you have to get to the table and you make demands and it goes back and forth. So, whatever. I'm sure if I was getting paid, I'd be, yeah, they're great, but I'm not, so whatever. All right, so we started with a sound. So the sound where electricity and sound meet. And then I was saying we're going to use synesthesia. So we're going to use a synesthetic development. And we're going to make that synesthetic development externalized. What is synesthesia? It's how we perceive it is basically sound is seen and light is heard. So we have to, once I figure out that arrangement, incorporate that into here. All right, but I wanted to use something like, so we're doing an electrical discharge that'll manifest itself as sound. We want to run it. Now we're going to need some kind of battery, something maybe bulky, or maybe, we'll see. So going this way, so there would be that. So we could use, all right. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 clack. Click, 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 click. Click, 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 click. So we might have to, what if we can charge this organically? So 22 clicks in both directions for creation and destruction. So if you can create, you can destroy, and everything goes back to dust. So 22 clicks this way, and so we want to create tension between the two. So this handle and this handle will be corresponding for me and for you. So we're going to have corresponding handles, 22 clicks. So this way and this way. What if we just kind of like have a spring and we just compress a force and transform the force? So 20, I mean, we got 22 Hebrew letters contained in the handle. So this is for investors. You know, it's a risk, but again, we're not talking about probability. We're talking about possibility. And I mean, if it's either possible or impossible, and one rabbi, which I found inspirational. I don't really care for him that much, but what he said was inspirational. So he said this, like, the only way to know what's possible is to take on the impossible. And that kind of stuck with me. I mean, I didn't know him personally, and I don't think he would have liked me. A lot of rabbis I don't think like me. I think they're probably jealous. They might be. I've never had a rabbi just been like, nothing. They never took to me. They don't like me. So, you know, it's all right. It's all right, because we got heaven and we got hell, and I don't have to see you guys forever. So if you come across this, there you go. So we got two handles, two corresponding handles. We got one. I hope to one day have this already finished. You'll see, because I'll have like a coat and stuff. I'll probably have some makeup on. I might, you know, should I get rid of the rogue? Rogue had a gray streak. So maybe Rabbi Shy Boy. So 22, we got two corresponding handles, and one would be, okay, so they're corresponding. So we could line the rings up. So we could produce a bet. So two bets, like that. So we have a charging line. This is the charge, electrical charge, but also currency too. My eye tears from time to time, probably because of my brilliance. All right, so we got that. Oh, it's probably my excessive humility. I'll be quoting from the Siddur, so you can find me there. You can find me everywhere. Let's see the time, because I want to get my theoretical thinking on here. So if it's an hour, it's an hour. I'm not entertaining. I'm doing instructions for myself. You get up and do it. Once I get a meditation down, then I can do it myself. I want to take an object and make it into the next cannabis plant. so I could sell it at the dispensaries. That's what I want to do. And then we're going to call it Seth Rogen Can't Smoke This. That's a bit, he can't smoke it because he's going to have a severe Jewish reaction. Everybody's going to enjoy the cannabis. It's going to be the best high in the world. But Seth Rogen, because he doesn't love me. When you feel connected to your Jewish brothers, and you keep reaching out, maybe I should get a message. But this is very unlike Seth Rogen, for him not to. And I'm no stalker. I mean, I might, oh, Seth Rogen, where does he live? LA. Get him on the phone. Be like, hey, are you davening today? Are you doing mincha? You're playing pottery. Okay, go watch Ghost. All right. All right. So anyway, we've got 2 corresponding handles. Each of them, we're gonna have 22 clicks, and they get parallel. They can parallel, and they can hold the charge. It's like memory foam. So memory foam, and you press it, it gets compressed, and then it gets like that. So it can hold the charge. That's the thinking. I don't know. All right. So we got this. It's kind of like I'm holding something back too. I'm holding something in. It's gas, but I'm holding it in for as long as I can. I don't want to stop the camera. Hold the charge in, hold it as much as you can. And on the inside, if you hold something too long, it'll sometimes just go on the inside. So we can do that and maybe have that. So 22 handles, boom. We're gonna do, let's look at this as how many lines of Torah code do we need for all of this? Look at this as one big line of code. How much back and forth between letters. All right. What else did I want to do? I like that. Today we talked about the handles. That's something I did new today. I didn't know how. I knew I wanted to have handles that went the opposite direction, like a throttle. You pull the throttle and you get that. So same thing like that. Built it off like a little motorcycle handles. Like that clicks. I guess we could use spring, or how about if we have a solution? Instead of a spring, I gotta put on air. I'm starting to sweat, everybody. And while I'm here, I don't care. And by the way, dear mom and dad, I don't care if you don't like my videos. I don't care if you don't support what I do. This is my choice. I wanted to make golems. And I'm making golems. And that's what I want to do. Even if I die without making golems, you know what? I could say I tried. What would I supplant this golem activity, this meditation with? Sports, video games? I mean, as much as I love video games, and I know I see these videos, they have these dedicated video rooms, video games. It's great. You want to sit and play. I get it. So do I. But you know what? Some people have to do the theoretical work and to make the next toy. So let's say we don't use a spring, so it doesn't come out like a pogo stick, like poof. Pogo power. So let's use compression, spring compression, but instead of compressing a spring, let's compress a liquid or something. And I just want to see how that would be. So the liquid would be compressed, transformed, something that it would hold, like in the ocean, all the pressure. As you get, the pressure comes around you. So let me think about that. I don't know where I'm going to go with that. I just want to say, let's not use a spring. Let's use some kind of solution where it's just like, So if I graded it, if I went over it, it would be like, I would need a phase change. It would have to be a matter phase change. So we would change from one phase to another, kind of like water to steam. It goes, so the intermediary would be heat, but there's that phase change. So I want to go through a phase change. That's my thinking right now. It might be wrong. All right, we just got overcast. Hashem is here. I have an audience with us. Baruch Hashem. Thank you. Oh, nothing is beside Hashem. Nothing. I don't see nothing is beside him. I didn't find Christianity intellectually appealing. I didn't like it. I like Christians. I love Christians. And because I was one and I was seeking, so I wouldn't want to take away from somebody who believes in Jesus. I wouldn't want to be like, you believe in Jesus, idiot. I don't think like that much. I don't think like that anymore. If they have a question, if they want to get closer, I would say, do come Shabbos with us. Equality, I'm all about it. Arabs, Chinese, Norwegians, Buenos Aires, Brazil, all of them. And what are they doing? After you get done in the cocoa jungle, Shabbos. And we're going to do cocaine without gasoline. That's one of my goals too. Listen, we have cannabis. Why stop there? Can you imagine? Oh yeah, what do you guys? You got a party tray. You got your little, and you got a brick of coke. Who wouldn't want to have a brick of cocaine and it would be legal? I'm not there yet, but trust me. What's your fantasy? Life is like a fantasy. Life is like in my dreams, I vision myself at the shul. All these rabbis. Okay, I'm done. I'm gonna do a Vanilla Ice mix. I think I like rap because I couldn't sing. I mean, I might not be the best rapper, but I got some encouragement, and all of a sudden I thought I was number one. So keep your comments. What is that called? Flattery. Keep it to a minimum. I don't want it to go to my head. Look, there's Rabbi Shy Boy, spiritual king of the universe. That's nice. But I'll bring you stuff, toys. All right, let's run through this one more time. What did we talk about? What factors did we talk about? We talked the buzzer. We go from here to a sound, something that emits. We want electricity flowing here. We want to condense, we want to use some kind of, not condensation like water condensation, but maybe we do, I don't know. But we want to be able to generate some kind of opposing force. We want to create friction, maybe like a spark. So it's kind of like, what if we clicked it on? Is there an on-off switch? There should be, but it would be cool. It wouldn't be just like, a switch. Maybe kind of like a cap right over here. Just flip cap and all of a sudden, whatever, maybe a nice case. Instead of like a tuba case or a trumpet case, they have a nice little case. Everybody wants walking around with their case. If you see me walking around with a case, that means I've done it. If you see me walking around with this, that means I'm still working on it. I hope Lakewood likes me. This should be okay. But I don't want to sell my screenplay. I mean, if somebody wants to buy a screenplay from me, I'm not going to say no, but my path is not going to be my journey. It's like I should be able to go pick up any phone and go to a studio or call a studio and be able to say, I have a screenplay, let's talk business. But if they're going to be all like, I should be able to go to a parking lot and, Steven Spielberg, I'm not saying I'm going to do it, so don't be like, red flags. If you start seeing red flags, people, Jewish people, I'm talking to you, rabbis and your children, and if you start seeing red flags, can you bring them to me? Bring me all the red flags that you see. I guess it's all about moving. I shall expand mightily. So Hashem blesses his people with peace, hour after hour. Shalom power, hour after hour. You could also substitute. You could do hour after hour, white power, hour after hour, shalom power, black power, anything. Whatever tickles your fancy. All right, so we got two handles. We got that going this way, 22 clicks, opposing directions, creation and destroy. So there's two modes. You're either creating or you're destroying. So there's two modes. I guess maybe there'll be a hinge right here. Like, no, never mind. I was gonna use a tennis player, but I forgot her name. A female, I thought it was like Hingis or Hinges, something like that. Like, the moment passed. Again, Babe Ruth. I'm not always a Babe Ruth kind of guy. Swing, a bada. I played baseball, but not in a league. I had a bat and a ball. You want to know how sad my childhood was? First get a box of tissues. Take your time. I'll get some too. I thought that was mystical for a second, but it wasn't. It was a piece of tissue. I'm so waiting for that day, like I did something. We're talking about my childhood, how sad it was, and we're talking about baseball. I never been to a professional baseball game. I was given a Kentucky Louisville Slugger wooden bat that had red grips, and it's heavy. It was heavy for me. I remember that. I would be in the backyard. I would take my Louisville Slugger, I would take my ball, and I would try to hit with this big bat. I had nobody to play catch with. Nobody who wanted to throw the ball. I would walk outside, and the Jewish children would be outside playing in the driveway, basketball. We had garbage pail kids. The Jewish mothers would come, and they'd be looking at the garbage pail kids. We're talking about Pheasant Drive, Marlboro, New Jersey. And then it's like, oh my gosh, my Jewish brothers, my people are out here. And I come outside, and all of a sudden they would pick up their stuff, they would fold their lawn chairs, and they would go inside. And I would just be like, hi guys, and that's how it was in Marlboro. I'm okay. I know where these are. And instead of stopping there, let's keep going on. So two handles. I want cool grips. It doesn't have to be leather, but I don't want it to be like plastic. I want to have a nice feel to it. So we're going. I'm now visualizing on the inside, So I think the handles are going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to look impressive. I'm not just going to be like. It's going to look like if I hit you with it, it's going to hurt. Kind of like that. It's going to have that kind of sturdiness, especially this piece. But if we're going to look at the collective hardness of it, I don't want it to break either. So, and if you see this, don't take this away from me. Don't break my toy, please. All right. What else do I want to stay with this? I already talked about my poor childhood, which wasn't that bad, but I'm not in the business of comparing. I know people had it much worse. Hold on. And basically, if you have pressure on the inside, let's say gas, and it builds up, you just hold it and you just dissipate it. So you could have a pinhole of dissipation, a pinhole of dissipation. And we're talking about the guts. So if I want to store pressure, if I want to make pressure and hold it and store it and lock it and then release it, it would be like a spring. But if I have a material and then I do the same thing, then I would release it with a pinhole, I would think. We'll see. Maybe it would be like how about we have a little, between the two handles, what are we going to have here? Maybe like a thermometer, some glass tubing. Maybe we have a material that gets hot. Maybe that changes color. Maybe now we're talking. Maybe we just got to compress it. Maybe we got to pump it like this, it's there, ready to go. I don't know. We might have to have a little fuselage, some kind of glass thing, not too big. I want to make it look sleek. I like where Tesla was with the lines. They're bringing 80s back. They got the crisp lines. They're not the bubbly cars. You know what I mean? It's bubbly. Like you had the bubble car. They look nice. Don't get me wrong, you know, gangsters. But I prefer the crisp lines. I'm a big fan of Jim Lee. His lines are crisp. But, you know, I wasn't cartoony. Todd McFarlane, more cartoon. Sunday Funnies. Jim Lee is more awesome. Anyway, okay, so we got two handles. Now we're gonna have this. We need to work over here. This needs to get over here. This is gonna fuel that. These two are corresponding. They're working in here. This is the medium we're working with. Let's do some kind of heating liquid. Baruch Hashem. Hashem, Shemesh, I see the lines. Shemesh is here. Let's see what the Kollels are doing right now. Cherry Hill. Oh, we have a lot of inactivity. It's called the Hebrew jerk, the circle jerk, the wisdom jerk. That's right, Kollel. Right, Cherry Hill. All right, so we got two handles. This is where we're gonna make it happen. We're gonna have glass. So glass can get heated. How much can it store? What's between the glass? What's inside the glass tube? What are we gonna press against it? How much can it take? What can it transform to? Is there gonna be a pumping action too? So for a quick emanative release, boof, or we can store it and then get that kind of, oh my gosh, electrical current all throughout the body. Thunder, Thundercats. Okay, so there you go. We're also going to be doing the Sword of Omens. Yeah, go ahead. Come. I dare. I challenge somebody. I challenge the Harvard Psychological Department, University of Wisconsin. I challenge your jobs and your job security. Come at this Torah scholar. It's gonna get halachic. All right, so we're gonna be working here. And that's it. I'm thinking like, you know, glass tubing. You know, first thing you think of when you think of a thermometer, you think of mercury. Let's look at liquid properties, you know, metals. All right, let's look at what we can do, and let's look at phase changes, and let's see what kind of hidden properties are there. And if not, let's create some. Golem Productions. This is where I'm at. Kind of have a step, boom, fire. So basically, it has a hidden button. Flip it up, like there. You can basically pump it, lock it, create, destroy, emanate. And then we have images. All the images are going to have points on it. So you have one image. Oh, look at that! It's an image of a umbrella, and we overlay it, put a layer on top of it, and it's going to have the structure, the Hebrew structure. So we're going to go between image and Hebrew lettering. I'm Rabbi Shyboy. I just attained the level of confidence. I'm going to publish this, post this, and then I'm going to endure all the world's disbelief, absorb it, and then tomorrow transform it. Now let me finish this though. You want me to finish with a bracha? I'm going to finish with a bracha. Yeah. And we're going to do the bracha. Hold on. Now, I don't gulp. If you ever watch the Holocaust and you see how they eat like they drink and they eat like this. Or, you know, sometimes I have a tendency to. There is a difference. All right. The master of all, the timeless infinite one, the ruler of the universe, the master of masters, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech ha'olam, who creates numerous living things with their deficiencies, for all that you have created, with which to maintain the life of every being. Blessed is he, the life of the worlds. And back to your center, Scooter.